G'day, welcome back folks. Well, got some good news. Let's go plein air painting. So yes, COVID's still here in Sydney, but I can go painting. I've been okayed by the local police and the COVID officer. I've spoke to them about it, and I can paint within 10 kilometres from home. So let's go painting. So yeah, really excited. Want to go and paint a sunrise down at the beach somewhere. I've got a little hidden beach. We'll go down there and have a look, eh? G'day and welcome back. It's a beautiful day today, or will be. It's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do this morning is paint a sunrise. Weather's good, perfect conditions, no wind, low tide. I'm going to take you guys to a secluded beach. We're going to check it out and do a beautiful morning painting, hopefully. Beautiful sunrise painting. Now, I don't know actually if the sun will come up here, because it looks like that the sun's going to come up around the corner there. So yeah, bloody hell, what do you do? Okay, we're coming up to this secluded beach. I hope no one's here. You never know in Australia. You think you find a secluded beach and then you get there and there's someone there. But it's low tide and it's actually looking nice here. Oh, really good. I've got to get over here without sliding over. Okay. Here we are at this little secluded beach. Now this beach is tiny, but even if the sun doesn't come up directly here, I'll just get through this moss. Yeah, even if the sun doesn't come up here, it's okay. I'll paint something. When you're inspired to paint, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you want to paint. You could paint a flower coming up between concrete. You know, if that inspires you, get out and paint it. Don't hold back, don't sit on the couch. Get out and paint it. And I've found that the more you get out and paint, the more inspiration you get. You slowly get better. Now, it might not be a perfect painting, but you're learning, and that's the main thing, you're learning. So yeah, here we are at this little secluded beach. And the wind's not too bad, but hopefully I will get a subject. So I will get set up. And we'll wait for the light show. Where's the sun? I think the sun's going to come up around the corner there, so I might miss it. But daylight will come. There'll be obviously some parts in shadow and some parts in light. So you just got to do what you can do with. But I'm keen and really passionate about doing a good painting this morning. Hopefully I can create and capture the atmosphere. That's what I really want to do. I can hear the ocean. So when you've got a morning situation like this and I'm waiting for the sun to come around the corner, the key is you've got to be ready to get in place your composition quick, because with a situation like this, you blink and it's gone. So what I need to do is, once I work out what I'm going to paint, I will take a photo, a reference photo of what I'm going to paint. I'm going to use that photo as my composition. I'll get my composition in place, then I'll quickly mix my paints and get those colours in place, and I won't worry about softening or anything. I'll just get those colours in place, and then once I've got the main parts of the painting in place, then I can play around, because while that's going on, the light will be gone. It'll be completely different like 10 minutes later. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting. I've got a choice of this scene here along the coast here. Choice of painting that. Quite difficult though with all the rocks. It can get a bit monotonous, but what I could emphasize in a subject like this is the light coming up behind that last mountain there on the left, and really putting a contrast between the dark mountain, which will create a lot of atmosphere, and the sunlight which will be coming over that, which might light up this area here. So I'm not too sure about that. Or what I've got, and it's already starting to happen, is the light show over here. You've got all the foreground here, which is in shadow, a cooler tone, and over there you've got that mountain over there that's getting the sunlight on it. So I've got a choice, and I've got to work out what I've got to do quick. But in saying that, I can just get me photo, use that as my reference, because with the sunrise it's going to change so quick, and then we can go from there. So the key is not to panic, because it'll be over very quickly, but get the principles and the foundations in place, and should get a good painting out of it. Okay, so over this way it's not looking too promising, but what I've got over here is I've got a light show going on over here. So what I'm looking at is I'm going to paint this scene here. I've got the foreground in shadow. Hopefully the corner of these rocks will light up in a short time, and as you can see over there, that mountain over there is lit up. Hopefully as the sun hits it, it'll get more stronger. I've got my wash in place and I will get painting. Hopefully we'll get a good one. Okay folks, always start with your sky, because the sky is in the distance and you want to get your sky in place. So I'm using cat orange here, a little bit of a ultramarine blue. Also, if you guys use pure gum turpentine, that's what the only medium I use apart from the oil paint is you can thin your sky a little bit. Just add a little bit of that to a house paint consistency and it will dry really quick too. As you know, white paint takes a while to dry. So if you add that little bit of that pure gum turpentine, it will dry quicker and it flows better. Putting this mauve colour just on the horizon line. Just about an inch. And what I'll do is I'll add titanium white to it and cobalt blue as I go up. Then what I do is I'll do the top of the sky, the darkest, and then the difference between the top and the middle, I will soften off by mixing titanium white. That way you get a real hazy sky. Okay, what I'm going to do now is there's a little distant mountain with that sky. I'm going to add ultramarine blue. I need some cool red. Actually, I'll see how that looks. Not too bad as an undertone, because I can put the light over the top of it. Just soften the top of it. Okay, I'm going to do where the light show is, this part here. I'm going to use a cool tone to go underneath, because when you let's have a look. When you look into the shadows of that, it's cool, but the sun is hidden, obviously the whole mountain over there, that's warm. So I'll just show you guys. So if we have a look here, you look at the colour wheel, so it's like a cool mauve colour when you look into it, but then as you see the opposite, warm. So I'll be looking at sort of creating like a cool Yeah, there we go. A cool blue, like a lilac-y blue, but a bit darker of course, and the highlight part will be nice and bright and light. So always think of it, if you've got a little colour wheel, take it along. Great tip, great to use. Gives you an idea about tone and colour. So this colour, I'll actually be going over the top of it. Okay, so you can see I've got the tone in place here. That's in place, but that will be all lit up. But while I've got that tone, I can work on this tone here. Because I get this tone here, I can get it near enough, but a bit darker than that tone there. Then, once that's done, I can come back to this, but I will continue on and get the water in, and then the light show, put the light show in there, and then finish off with this part here, which will be the foreground and the sand. So yeah, as you can see, the light is pretty much going from there, but I took a reference photo and I've actually cropped the highlighted part so that colour I can mix it. So there's no worries about that. That's the thing of sunrise. You're not going to get it all down in 15 minutes, you know what I mean? Like some people can, artists that have been painting a long time, but yeah. The whole idea is to don't lose the essence of the painting and create the atmosphere in it. As I come this way, I will go a little bit darker. A little bit of ultramarine blue, a little bit of burnt sienna. That will give a good sense of depth Okay, so I've got my light show in place here. Doesn't look like much at the moment, but once I get the water in and then do the foreground, that will actually light up. And to actually make that light up a bit more with the actual mix that I've got, the highlighter mix, I can add a little bit more white and just do some tiny bits which will give it a bit more depth. So I'll get the water in place. I'll tell you what, it's bloody cold. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the foreground mountain. The keys with that is keep it dark, but just have soft greens, like pastel greens integrated into that. And that way it's still dark, it's in shadow, but you can see different shapes and all that. So that's what I'm looking at. So let's have a look at it. So basically, yeah, you can see here, this is the area that I'm going to work on. We'll just have a little closer look. So as you can see, it's green, but it's still dark. So if you close one eye and you squint with the other, you can see shapes. And that's what I'll be looking at, is to just get some shapes that you know what it is, but it's not like a photo, if you know, if that makes sense. So yeah, close one eye, squint with the other. You can work out shapes where the highlights are and get those highlights in. Okay, so what you can see here, the green colour that I've used for the bushes, I've added a little bit of burnt sienna to that, made it a bit darker. I've still got the black colour in place, the original black colour, but I'm just going to look for shapes, and I'm just going to put shapes of the brown rocks. Just here and there, not overdo it. I don't want anything to stand out like dog's balls. I just want to get shapes in, so then when I do the sand, I can incorporate the two together. Okay, what I'm going to do now, as you can see, as I've come along, every artist is different, but I use the same brush a lot with my colors, and I actually, on my palette, you can see, is I integrate a lot of that colors together, a lot of those colors together, which I feel is, that's how I get atmosphere in a painting. I get color harmony. So by, you know, when I start off in my sky and I add a bit of my sky to my land and so on with the water, and that's how I get my color harmony. But the key is not to get it too muddy. Try and keep the colors clean as you go along. It's tricky, takes a while to get it going, but if you can get it going, you'll see that the painting will have color harmony, and that's what makes a good painting. So I'll be doing my sand now. Got to remember, my sand is actually in shadow. Okay, I'm nearly done now. I'm just going to finish off the part that meets the water and the sand. Just finish that off, soften that off. And yeah, I'll show you guys how it's looking and we'll wrap it up. Okay, so I've done the painting quite happy with it. Turned out okay. I was actually hoping to paint that scene there, but as you can see, it's still in shadow. And but unfortunately I was unable to paint that, but I painted this scene here today. And yeah, it turned out not too bad. So anyway, I think I created the atmosphere in the painting anyway. So get out there, paint what you want to paint. What grabs you, paint that, because 9 times out of 10 you'll get good atmosphere and a great painting with mood. So there we go, there's the painting I've done.